Um, Welcome everybody to week 11 of the 2024 NFL season. I and our other co-hosts are happy to have you over here. Unfortunately, we have to apologize for all. How many picks was it wrong that we got last time, JJ? I don't know if you're here on screen to.
I
I don't know if you can even
believe
hear it.
we were like 41% right last week. I believe that was
God,
the percentage.
terrible, terrible, terrible,
In
terrible.
Florida school terms, that's a passing grade now.
Unfortunately,
Very sad.
unfortunately, every single child's about to get left behind, man. I can't believe it. Mm. Anyway, JJ, you
Definitely,
good?
definitely. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just getting my stuff, my B.
Okay.
It is yeah, it was a very very tough week. I remember it's very weird not seeing me, but I remember, laying on my couch and I'm like, wow, this is probably one of the worst NFL weeks I probably experienced.
Yeah.
That's
And I'll be honest with you, this week that we're doing right now, I feel worse about it than I did last week.
oh god.
Yeah, oh
I
yeah.
have faith. I have
I have
faith. I
faith.
think
I have faith.
I think everybody needs a bad game to have a great game.
No, no,
Amen.
no. I meant more so for like because we have
Betting
some good
wise,
matchups this week. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
betting wise.
betting
We
wise,
have some
pretty
good matchups this week. I mean, we have who do we have? We have I mean, you guys have already
tonight.
have seen this game by the time this airs, but tonight,
Hmm.
Thursday night, we have the Eagles and Commanders game. We have later on, we have the Bears and Packers. That's going to be a good game. We have the
Ah,
Steelers Ravens. That's going to be another good game. The Lions Jacks. That's going to be a good game to watch. It's not going to be a good game, but it's going to be definitely a fun game to watch to see how much the Lions can run up the score. The Niners Seahawks, the Broncos Falcons, the Bills the Chiefs, the Bengals and Chargers. I mean, we have so many good games. I just this is going to be a tough week for bets. This is going to be a very tough week for betting. What do you guys
Hmm.
think?
that is.
Yeah, I
Sweats. I
No,
agree.
see. I
I
see.
agree.
I'd be sweating all day.
oh
JJ,
yeah.
what should we get into first?
So we should probably run into the parlays, player props, and touchdowns, so we can get that out of
Okay.
the way nice and early. We know that's what a lot
Yes.
of people, a lot of people want to see, right? They want to make
Oh,
some money this
absolutely.
weekend. I did say we were
So
gonna
do we.
lock in this week, so
Yes.
Lock in.
we're coming with the absolute locks.
New week, new us.
New week, new us. Oh my god.
All right. Well, should we start with the game props?
Parlays, yeah.
Who'd like to go first?
So who wants to go first? I can start if you want.
Please do.
Let's do it.
I got three this week. Well, yeah. I mean, almost every week, three. I'm feeling good on these. I'm feeling good.
Let's hear. 'Em.
I already know
Let's hear. 'Em.
Hmm.
somebody is gonna disagree with one of them, but that's okay. That's all right.
Let's get the Bills Chiefs plus
First,
two. Go ahead and put it up.
all
Go ahead and
right,
put it
all
up.
right.
Let me know it's good enough.
We'll start off with Bills minus
Yeah,
two. Okay, so
yeah,
I'm
Hmm.
taking
yeah.
Bills minus two. We all know, for the most part, the Bills have the Chiefs number in the regular season. Can't say the same about playoffs. I don't think this Chiefs team is undefeated good. Obviously, they are undefeated, but I think the Bills run with this one, and I do think that they win by more than two. I'm hoping for it. Second one I have is Pittsburgh plus three against Baltimore.
I
Um,
like it.
so in the past, they've struggled against Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson has looked good. I mean, coaching, great coach, great defense. So I'm taking Pittsburgh plus three. Do I think they win now straight up? Maybe not. Maybe they do. But I like that field goal spread on there. And the
Mhm.
last game I have, I'm surprised this is what they had them at, but I have Bengals money line against the Chargers. Chargers are actually the favorite for this game, and I'm taking the Bengals. The Bengals have looked really, really good. They've had some really, really tough breaks, obviously, but I mean, Joe Burrow is playing really good football right now. Chase Brown has looked good as a starter. Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase. So, I mean, I think that they just win that game, and I'd rather take the money line than the spread on it anyway. It's better odds taking the money line because I do think that they win it straight up. I don't think they need any points.
We can. I don't know when you'd like to do this, and I guess I probably should have said this earlier. Excuse me. Um, I wanted to bring up a few points regarding the teams that we're doing. The legs, the parlays for now. Should we leave that for later on in the episode, or should we try to address it now? We can just try to run through a parlays quick, and then we can just deal with that later on.
Yeah, we could do that. We can run through the parlays and then we could touch on it at the
Okay.
after.
Okay.
Ah.
Sounds good. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Who's
like it.
next?
I'll take
Gabe?
it.
Kona.
All right. So I'll start. Um, we have already touched on how much the Lions are going to run up the score this week, but I really don't see that actually happening this week. I am taking the Lions at -9.5. Their line is set at -13.5, but
Mhm.
after the 5 interceptions and his team bailing him out last week, I just think that maybe Jared Goff is not the MVP that I was thinking of the whole year. So I am taking them, but I am going to take them at -10.5 just to be safe, or 9.5 just to be safe.
Okay.
And hopefully, yeah, Jaguars gave Minnesota a game last week, so maybe that might happen this week again.
Mac Jones,
My
baby.
second game, yeah, Mackie. My second
Oh, weird.
Uh
Oh
oh.
no.
No. He's driving under a bridge.
Oh man. We should have gone Gabe
Oh.
for.
He'll come back. He'll
Yeah.
come back. Well, I don't think he's driving under a bridge. I think he just lost connection.
1, 2, maybe 3
Yeah.
games to get it
Kona,
together.
Kona,
Wait.
Kona. If you were
Restart.
talking,
Restart.
if you were talking this
Restart.
entire time, we didn't hear you after your first
We
pick.
didn't hear you
Cut out.
after the Detroit.
Oh no.
Come on, baby. Stay with
Don't worry,
me.
folks. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Nothing to see here.
Please hold on with
I'm
us.
back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm here.
There you go, Kona. What up?
Oh,
What up? What up?
yes.
Yeah, I have terrible service. I'm sorry. Please
It's all
No
excuse my
problem,
dear Aunt
bro.
Sally. Okay, where did we
Problem.
leave off?
Detroit.
Detroit. After that.
Okay. Second game I'm going with is I'm going Green Bay Packers -10. I think that my Bears are going to take a couple games to get it right. And we are playing at home, but haven't scored a touchdown in 3 weeks.
You
So
played at
I
home
like
last
Green
week
Bay.
too, right?
I wish we didn't, but yeah, I'm taking the Packers -10 this week. Their line is set at -7.5, but I think -10 is very comfortable to get your parlays going. And my third game, I am going with the Cleveland Browns -2.5 over the Saints. The Saints, I feel, got lucky against the Falcons, caught Falcons on the off week. Coach Rizzy, I think he's good, but I think that Cleveland Brown team they're starting to slowly get it together now that they don't have Mr. Watson behind center. So I feel confident in the Browns this week, and I think they take it -2.5.
Kona, I
Mhm.
rue
like
the
that.
day I ever believed in Derek Carr as a quarterback for a professional football franchise.
Somewhat of another reason why I'm going against them, but let's see if my
You won't
hatred.
you won't ever believe it, Kona. When Carr was on the Raiders,
No.
this man Kevin would tell me that the Raiders were the problem and not Derek Carr. I said,
I
no,
mean,
no, no, buddy.
how are the Raiders doing right now?
Yeah, but no,
All
no,
right,
no, no,
all right.
no, no,
All right.
no.
As much as I may doubt Derek Carr, I mean Shahid's out for the season. Olave sending out of the lineup. I mean,
That's
who else
his
do you have?
fault. He laid them into
One
traffic right
thousand,
there.
1,000%, 1,000%. But I mean, I'm not gonna. I'll put 80% of it on Derek Carr. I'm not gonna give him the whole 100% fault. I'll put 80% of that on Derek Carr. I'm putting the other 20 on the coach. for scheming that up and exposing his receivers to that. Obviously, Derek Carr, you're the decision maker, but we can get into that later on. This is parlay time.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next?
I'm next. So my first for sure, that you need to hit that damn. You want that? It's gonna be San Francisco over the Seattle Seahawks money line. Like Brock Purdy's
Okay.
played really good last week, even though they almost lost. But he went down to the field, with Moody struggling and just got him that dub. So I'm feeling that they're a little hot streak. Obviously they have to get over the Cardinals and all, but just I like them at home, and it should be a good game. But I like the 49ers this week. The second game is the Dolphins over the Raiders in Miami. So I feel like maybe, right now hot streak that they did last week against the Rams, give them a chance at home and just try to get on the winning path. So I like the Dolphins there. And then my third game, this is a little toss up because, we were just before the pod we were talking about, CD Lamb and all that, but I kind of like the Texans over the Cowboys.
Okay.
Really do like that pick.
Kinda.
I thought you were about to
Yeah.
go Cowboys. I was about to, oh my
No.
god.
I think the Texans, they had a choke job that they did, on Sunday Night Football, but again, that game was crazy enough as it is. So, but I like the Texans winning on Monday.
I
I
like
like
it.
it. I
Three
like
good
it.
picks. Three good picks. I'm going with.
All right, Kev. What you got?
Should I go?
Oh yeah.
Let's go. I got similar to Kona, but I'm keeping the points. I got Bears at Packers with the Bears minus 5.5. I think that I mean the Bears are unraveling. Let me see my notes here because I wrote a few notes. The Bears are unraveling. I mean Caleb Williams. I don't know if he's good or if he's not, but the team as a whole, I'm getting bad juju. I'm getting bad vibes. So, uh, but aside from that, I mean, I don't think the Packers can beat the Bears by that much. I know the Bears are a complete mess right now, but Josh Jacobs limited at practice today. Their rookie running back limited at practice again. Still, um, they still got AJ Dillon out on IR for the rest of the year. All they have is their receivers and one or two bad running, or maybe not. Let me not say bad. Maybe running back on other teams that'd be running backs 3 and 4. But I think the Packers are going to have to start their running back 3 and 4. As again, Josh Jacobs is out. Their other rookie running back is hurt. I don't know how they're doing, but I got the Packers minus 5.5. Next game is Broncos at Falcons, and I got Broncos minus 2.5. I think Bo Nix is developing pretty greatly as a quarterback. Not pretty greatly as a quarterback. There's no expectations on him, so I think Bo Nix is doing pretty well. Broncos are coming off a very emotional game, a very emotional loss against the Chiefs, so I think they'll be very motivated. And the Falcons just lost Darnell Mooney for now, so they're going to have to rely on other receivers, and see Bijan can pick up some slack. Maybe Tyler Algier can do something, can help out. But I got the Broncos minus 2.5. I don't think the Falcons can get it this week. And last game, I got Cowboys at Texans, and I got Texans minus 7. I don't even know what to say to that. The
Speaks for
line's too
itself.
small of anything. Even on my notes here, I have dot 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 lol. That's what I have on my notes. The line, if anything, is too small, but I think the Texans with Nico Collins back this week, I think they're just gonna air it out, and if they don't air it out, they're just gonna keep running it down Cowboys' throats. Pause. And not like they can do anything to stop Joe Mixon. So that'll be fun.
Very good.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
Very good. I like it.
So for the spreads, we have my 3. I have Pittsburgh +3, Bills -2, Bengals money line.
Mhm.
Kona has Lions -9.5, Packers -10, Browns -2.5. Gabe has Mr. Moneyline Special, has the Niners money line, Dolphins money line, and Texas money line. And then Kev, we have Packers minus 5.5, Broncos minus 2.5, and Texans minus 7. That's what we got for the spreads. Do we want to hop into the player props?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's
Kona
do it.
or JJ, you lead it off.
All right, player props, player props. Here we go. Blessing these 3 picks right here. They're all smacking. I'm telling you right now. First one. Shocker here. Shocker. I know. Josh Allen. Over 1.5 touchdowns this week.
I
If
knew
they
it.
beat the Chiefs, he has to have 2 touchdowns. There's no other way. I mean, they're not going to beat him any other way. It's going to be a high scoring game. It's not going to be a 7-3 game. There's no shot, right? These 2 QBs, they air that ball out and 2 touchdowns. I have Bills minus 2 on my parlay. I need him to throw 2 touchdowns. That's how we're going to win by 2. So, by over 2. So, I'm smacking that over.
Okay.
Second pick, Jamar Chase. Over 76.5 receiving yards. I don't think anything needs to be said about that. It's Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow looks for him. He's a freaking monster. So, I got that. Last one, George Pickens. Over 65.5 receiving yards. I had him last week. He was fire. I mean, who else is going to be catching that ball on that offense? Pickens.
That's true.
That's your guy. That is your guy. Wilson has found a way to get him the ball. And if they expect to keep this game close against Baltimore, Pickens is going to have that ball in his hands. So I got over 65.5 receiving yards.
I like it.
I like it. I like it. Kona?
Alrighty. So with my first pick, I am taking Jacoby Myers at alternate 4 catches. I think Jacoby
love it.
Myers, he is literally the only option over there beside Madison and Bowers.
Thank you.
Everyone
I love
everyone is
Bowers.
always doubling Bowers.
Mhm.
And Jacoby Myers has, at least at every game since Devontae Adams has been gone, have been averaging 8 to 9 targets a game. So I think you could lock him in for 4 catches. And especially against the Dolphins, where Puka and Cooper Kupp each had at least 7 catches, I think that's definitely a lock. With
I
my
like it.
second pick, I am going with ooh, excuse me. I am going with Jawan Jennings, alternate, over 40 yards. Jawan Jennings, every time he's been on the field, he's been averaging at least 70 yards.
Mhm.
But as of right now, with TMC back, I like to play it a little bit safer. And now that he's their official number 2, and Ricky Pearsall getting some playing time, but I've always felt like Jennings has been Purdy's go-to guy when he's on the field. You can lock him in for at least 40 yards in alternate receiving. And for my third and last pick, I am going with Kirk Cousins over 1 interception. Drake London is getting guarded by Mr. Patrick Surtain himself. And now that Mooney is out and that Denver defense looking to avenge their loss from last week, and Kirk Cousins not looking like the Kirk Cousins we loved 3 weeks ago, I think he makes a crucial interception, and I would honestly say that'd probably be my biggest lock of the week.
Wow.
I like it. I'm not going to lie. I love that Myers pick, man. I love that
Yeah.
Myers pick.
Yeah.
He's a sneaky pick, man. They were saying he was looking great in camp, and since he got hurt and Devontae was crying, I just felt like now it's his time to shine, man. Hopefully you have him in your fantasy teams for the playoff runs, because I think he's gonna do some damage.
Love it.
I like it.
hmm
Gabriel?
I've
My
got
first
nothing
pick.
this week. Oh, my
I
boy.
I got one. I got one
All right.
out of 3. First one's gonna be the man, the myth, the number 1 draft pick that decides to show up. His receiving, Christian McCaffrey. I like his receiving at. I just saw it too. at 27.5 over.
Ooh.
Pretty good. I
Okay.
think I could get that. And then my second one, I like Mr. Chase Brown from the Bengals. I like his receiving at 28.5. And my last one, and I just got him from a trade from one of my best friends, Mr. Lugo. Shout out to you. Mr. Waddle, I like over 43.5 receiving yards. Because the man was being targeted a lot at the beginning of the game last week, so it's a sign of, his resurgence to, being good. So
Ty-
let's hope he just
Tyreek's
needs to.
questionable too.
Mm-hmm. That's
Apparently
another thing
he's-
too.
Oh.
So wrist injuries. He said he's gonna have surgery right after the season. He said he's gonna tough it out. So
Oh, it's a wrist?
Yeah.
yep,
Oh
wrist.
man, that's not good.
Tyreek is gonna go. Tyreek is gonna go back to the Chiefs, man.
You think so?
We can get into that later. I got a little theory, but
Okay. All right.
Those are my three picks. So
I like it, Gabe. I like it.
Like
thank
it.
you,
Love it.
thank you.
I like it.
What you
I'm
got,
going to
Kev?
have to copy one of JJ's. And I was laughing because I know you thought the same thing. George Pickens, over 65.5 receiving yards. I know you and I thought the exact same thing as soon as we saw that line. Ravens defense, whatever. Nothing else to say. Second pick is Nico Collins, getting the over on 71.5 receiving yards. Dallas is in shambles. Same thing as last segment. I mean, ... LOL. There you go. And my sleeper one, A Chain under 61.5 rushing yards.
Ooh.
The Rams, I think, were the final example of a decent, at least, defense that can hold Miami's rushing pretty well. And now with Tyreek questionable, they might have to rely a little bit more on the rushing game. But because they have to rely a little bit more on the rushing game, that's probably what Las Vegas is going to focus on. That's probably what the Raiders are going to focus on. And I just don't think A-Chain can pass that. I think it'll be a few screen passes maybe for him, but actual rushing yards, I don't think he can get past over 61.5. So take the under.
What was Nico Collins' line?
71.5.
71.5. Okay. Awesome.
So I got the over on Nico's. I got over on George Pickens receiving yards, over on Nico Collins receiving yards, under on A-Chain, the one A-Chain's rushing yards.
So player props this week. I've got Josh Allen over 1.5 touchdowns. Jamar Chase over 76.5 receiving yards. George Pickens over 65.5 receiving yards.
Mhm.
And then Kona, we got Jacoby Myers over 3.5 receptions, alt line. Juwan Jennings over 40 receiving yards, alt line. And Kirk Cousins over half an interception. Then we have Gabe. We have CMC over 27.5 receiving yards. Chase Brown over 28.5 receiving yards. Jalen Waddle over 43.5 receiving yards. And then we have Kev, George Pickens over 65.5 receiving yards. Nico Collins over 71.5 receiving yards. And A-Chan under 61.5 rushing yards.
Love that pick.
I like it.
That's,
I like
that's a
it.
sneaky good
I
pick.
like it. I can't wait to put these all together and see what these payouts are about to be because Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. So.
So what about the
Let's
touchdowns?
go.
Oh, we getting there, big dog. Hey.
Oh, big guy. He's
Okay.
salivating for his luck.
My bad, bro. I can see it. All right. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Gabe.
lead us off, Gabe.
Start us off with the lock.
Before
All right,
we
first
move
of
on,
all,
before we get into anytime touchdown, real quick. Since JJ and I have similar picks and he went first, if you'd like to default my George Pickens pick, still keep it at George Pickens. But I think if you bet longest reception or like a 15 plus yard reception for George Pickens, I think that can hit.
okay, that's
They've been bombing everything on the Ravens defense, and I think if you don't like you don't like the yards reception yards line, 15 plus yard completion. I think I like that.
Longest reception.
Question is,
Just in
15
case.
and a half.
Just in case.
Is Kyle Hamilton still out?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
keep an eye out
Kyle.
for that one.
They're back at practice. They practiced today.
Guys,
Um,
playing.
Tomorrow, by the time you guys hear this, it'll already be Friday, so you'll be able to see on the injury report if he's back in the team. But yeah.
All right. All right, Gabe. I know you want to tell us, buddy. What you got?
I like Garrett Wilson. Really, really like him against the
Ooh.
Colts. Depleted secondary. Just saying. And my sleeper is Mr. Sutton from Denver.
Wow.
Wow,
Oh,
Cortland Sutton.
I
I
Sleeper.
like that.
I'm sleeping. Don't sleep on him.
Mhm.
yeah, that's 3. I love it.
Don't sleep on that man. He's getting better. They're having a good relationship with Mr. Nix. I just have a feeling.
Next,
All right.
Oh,
Who's
baby.
next?
Kona.
Okay. All right. So for my lock this week, and bank it, lock it in, put it in your pocket, and go ahead and bet. I'm taking Mr. Amon Ross St. Brown playing
I had
playing
him.
against the Jaguar defense. Mind you, they did all right against Minnesota, but I'm thinking Minnesota's a pretender. Talk about that later. But he has scored in the last 7 games, and with Laporta with a shoulder injury, they're saying it's an AC sprain. I think they're going to take it easy with him and look for Amon Ra, Khalif Raymond, and Jamison Williams. Now he's getting back on schedule, probably for a score, but Mr. Amon Ra's always been Jared Goff's go-to, so lock that in.
Love it.
And and for my sleeper, I am taking Mr. Jonnu Smith. It actually
Wow.
makes me feel a lot better. I didn't know that Tyreek was hurt, but I feel as if he should have had a touchdown last week. He got stopped at the 1 yard line, and his usage has gone a lot way up. I'm thinking Tua and Mike McDaniels are trusting him in the passing game. So I think he gets a sneaky touchdown. And yeah, I would say lock that in too.
I like it.
Mhm.
Kev, what you got?
Well, much as our friend Kona over here, I also had the winged dragon of Omar or St. Brown on anytime touchdown.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Mm.
Love
I can't say anything he didn't already say. So I also got I also have Derrick Henry as a lock for
Oh
anytime
yeah.
touchdown. I don't really need to say anything else about that. He scored in every single game so far. I don't think that's going to stop this game. As good as that Pittsburgh defense may be, I think he's just going to score. And my last pick is what do I got? Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown.
Ooh,
I
I
think
like
the
that
Bills
one.
defense. I think the Bills defense is pretty decent at stopping the pass. So I think uh, he'll get in there for at least one. Because they'll probably get stopped in the passing game, so I'll probably get a rush in there for at least one. So I got Kareem Hunt for one.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All
JJcito.
right. All right. Now, my lock of the week, Justin Jefferson. I'm taking him anytime touchdown. Love that guy.
Who are they?
He
Who are
is
they
a
playing?
beast. The Titans.
The Titans. Oh yeah,
So
you got that.
I'm taking Justin Jefferson, man. He's gonna get us one touchdown. My sleeper, if he plays, which is last time I read, he was optimistic to play on Sunday. No shocker here. Amari Cooper for the Bills.
Mm.
I got Bills
Ooh.
-2. I've got Josh Allen 2 touchdowns, and who's he passing it to? Amari Cooper. We got the trifecta, okay? So I'm all in on the Bills this week. This week, shocker there.
This agenda that you're pushing onto our viewers, JJcito.
I'm all in.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All in. I have all my poker
Jonathan for
chips.
Josh.
I have spades, right? I got these aces.
Mhm.
All in, baby.
All in, baby.
Oh,
All in.
I'm with you, man. I'm tired of seeing Kansas City with that goose egg at an under L column. So let's go ahead and get that one over there.
Yep. First loss is this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh man.
Oh God.
Do you have a? Was that 2 or was that 3?
No, that was 2. So my lock was Justin Jefferson, and then my
Yeah,
sleeper was Amari Cooper.
Jefferson, Mark Cooper. Okay,
No, so
I
I
like
got
it.
this week.
I
I
like
mean,
it.
I would have had Brian Robinson, but he's playing tonight, so nobody's gonna see it. That's like my lock almost. I try to add him
Every,
every week, dude. I feel like he always gets in at least once. So
I really feel like Bo
Good.
Nix is gonna rush in for a touchdown, bro. I really feel like he is.
my goodness.
He's gonna run in for. I just feel it. I feel it in my bones that he's gonna run in. But
I love this. So we have touchdowns, locks, Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Derrick Henry, Justin Jefferson. Sleepers. This is a huge sleeper. Cortland Sutton, Jonnu Smith, Kareem Hunt, and Amari Cooper.
Mhm.
Oh my God! If those sleepers smack this week, oh boy, oh
I'm
boy,
telling
oh
you.
boy.
JJ, please send me the list because I think I'm gonna bet every single one of those touchdown
Oh
props.
yeah,
I'm
a
literally
thousand
doing it.
percent.
I do it every single week. I trust all of y'all picks. I do it every single week. So
Oh man,
Oh boy.
oh man. Well, this is a nice betting segment, but I'm kind of excited for the discussion part of the pod.
Oof, I've been waiting all
absolutely.
week for it.
I am waiting. Does anybody have anything they'd like to introduce or go first with?
I want to talk about
Let's go
well,
ahead.
really quick. Undefeated Chiefs. Okay. Now,
Mm.
now, now, I don't want to say anything negative, even though I feel like I could. I think the win that they pulled off on Sunday was a good win for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that they won,
Mm-hmm.
they had been playing that all night. Every single field goal, they knew exactly what they were going to do. They found the weakness in the team, in that special teams, and they exploited it. And of course, to win the game. I saw a second left on that clock. I said, "Oh my God, they just lost. The Chiefs just lost their first game of the season." Then, after watching different videos and seeing what they were doing on special teams, I'm like, "Holy crap! Like, what a win!"
They were, yeah, no, they were watching the film all week. See Katrina, hi Katrina. They were putting in work on that film room. I think I read reports on that. They were putting in work in that film room specifically for their special teams. Specifically for the special teams. You
So
know?
that was a good win. That was a good win. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Gross, buddy.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
What do
just to
you?
touch.
I mean,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Kona, if you don't mind if I go real quick,
No, go
sorry to
ahead,
cut you
brother.
off.
Go ahead.
If the Chiefs do beat the Bills, I mean
Mhm.
that the whole conference is pretty much locked,
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh
If
yeah,
they beat the
100%.
Bills, I mean they're already 4 games ahead of Baltimore, pretty much. I know it's
Mhm.
3, but they own the
The
tiebreaker.
tiebreaker.
If the Bengals ever get there, Chiefs also got the tiebreaker on that team. If the Bills end up losing to the Chiefs, there's really no other competition for the 1 seed. Um,
Let's
but
get it.
I'm interested if they lose because if they lose, then the Chiefs go to 9-1, Bills go to 9-2, and then the Bills would own that record, that tiebreaker, which means the Chiefs would only be a game behind or a game ahead of the Bills, as opposed to being 4 games ahead of the Bills if they do win. I think that's an interesting scenario. I don't know if anybody has just anything to say about that before we move on to what Kona was going to say.
No, I'm.
Just
I mean, speaking on that, I think it's definitely interesting because, excuse me for saying this, JJ, but Buffalo is always a wild card. They had me scared in the beginning of the game last week against the Colts, but they pulled through. I think the only thing that's just going to come between that first seed and them is the Chiefs' remaining schedule. I can't say it off the top of my head who do they play, but I know that their remaining schedule is pretty easy.
I
the
got it.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Chiefs.
So
So
really,
I do agree.
like, what games could they possibly? First of all, I last week I did say this, right? The Bills play to the level of the team that they're playing. So I felt the same exact way in the beginning of that Colts game. I'm like, are you like, literally what I said is coming to fruition. Like you guys are playing so bad because the Colts are so bad, and I just don't get it. But looking at the Chiefs' remaining schedule, like who do they
Hmm.
lose to, right? So if they don't lose to the Bills, they play the Panthers. I mean, there's no way they lose to the Panthers. They play the Raiders. They don't lose to the Raiders. Chargers. I mean, oh maybe, right? That's a huge
Mm,
maybe. The
Hmm.
Browns. No, I don't think so. Texans. That's a that's an even bigger maybe, right? And then you got the Steelers, which that'll be a good game too. But
That'll
then
be a really good game. Oh, that's
besides
Chris. That's
that,
a Christmas 1 p.m. game.
yeah, that's a Christmas game. So like
mhm.
Oh, that's gonna be a really good game.
out of the what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left. They have they can maybe lose to really the two best games. It's just Texans and Steelers.
I don't know. I think you guys are counting out the Chargers, man. The Chargers are really good. I know
I
they're
I
ranked high in defense.
I think that's the Chargers and Texans, maybe not Steelers and Texans. I think the Chargers and Texans might give them a good run. Um, that's why this game is so important for the Bills and Chiefs record. Because I mean, the Bills win, the Chiefs will still have two more possible losses on their schedule. The
Mm-hmm.
Bills lose once more, and they own the tiebreaker against the Chiefs. They could lock up the conference by freaking week 14, 15,
Hmm.
provided they keep winning.
Let me take a quick look. So let's see who Bills have left. So oh wow. So after this week, the Bills have the Niners, the Rams, the Lions, the Patriots, the Jets, and then the Patriots again. So like Niners, that's a tough game.
That's JJ. That's a 3 or 4 or like a 2 and 5 through the end of that season. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
Sorry. The other way around. Sorry, the other way around. The other way
oh,
around.
like 4-3,
Yeah, 4 and 3 or
Three and
five and
because
four.
two and 4 and 3.
they could definitely lose some of these games. I mean, the Jets, I feel like have their number, right? They beat them last year with no Rodgers,
Mm-hmm.
so and then I think they even played again later in the season and they won again because I think that was the game that we caught when we were at overtime together
Mm-hmm.
on the
Mm-hmm.
second floor. So
They
like,
they could still lose of the next 7 games. They could potentially lose 4 of them, dude. They
yeah,
could
for
lose to
sure.
the
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs Sunday. They could lose to the Niners. They could lose to the Lions, and it's very possible they also drop one of the other games, either Patriots, Jets, or Rams.
Yeah, that's a tough schedule. That's a tough
That's a
remaining
very tough
schedule.
schedule. That's a
Wow.
very tough schedule, man. So that's why I thought this game was very important for the AFC and in regards to seeding, just because there's so many implications regarding who wins this game. Um, I'm excited though.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Another team that I'm kind of iffy on is the Vikings.
Oh
I know we had it in the agenda to talk about the Vikings. I don't Sam Darnold's showing us who Sam Darnold is finally. Uh, they have a pretty bad schedule up ahead after this Titans week. They have a pretty brutal schedule the rest of the way, and I mean they started off 6-0 undefeated, just like the Chiefs, and then just start melting like this to need a pick versus Mac Jones to finally win. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that team. What do you
yeah.
guys think?
I agree. I think now that Aaron Jones has the bruised ribs or the rib
Hmm.
injury that he faced, and truthfully, getting bailed out by the defense. Brian Flores has been doing great all year, has them at a
Mm-hmm.
top 5 defense. But like you said, Sam Darnold showing us that he's the pretender. And the first couple weeks of the season, everybody was saying he's in line for a $50 million contract next year.
No,
I Yeah, I just think that Minnesota is really the third best team in the NFC North. And
Mm.
I just can't see them getting out. Honestly, bold prediction, I don't think they make the playoffs.
I don't think that's a bold prediction at all.
Mm. See,
I
yeah,
don't
I
think
knew.
they're making the playoffs.
Yeah,
He's
man.
a
There's just
creepy.
something about them. You have the best receiver in the game. You have, I mean, mind you, they did lose one of the top left tackles in the game.
Yeah, they've
But
lost some pieces, and obviously the quarterback. They don't have their starting
yeah.
quarterback. They're dealing with a backup. But I mean, still, to be doing as well as they did earlier in the year, and to be where they're at now.
Oh my goodness. I can't begin to explain how disappointed I was. I I okay, so don't laugh, but I benched Kyler Murray last week. Kyler Murray had the best fantasy game of his life last week
Oh
because I
God.
thought Sam Darnold was gonna have the greatest fantasy game of his life. And you throw three interceptions, two of them in the red zone, and only scored 12 points against the Jaguars. Ah, I'm sorry, I can't root for something like that.
Don't don't feel so bad, man. I know somebody that benched Kyler to start Tua, so it could
Oh,
it could always be worse. I will say that person is
uh,
in this pod right now. It actually cost him.
uh,
It cost him the week too. So, oh
yeah,
my
it definitely
gosh.
cost me a week, but you know what? It's back to bigger and brighter things when he comes back from the bye week. So
That's
Amen to
right.
you. Amen to you.
Oh, speaking of the NFC North, though, like what's going on with your boy Connor?
I'm glad we're getting into this because I
Are
want to
you?
say, I want to say to all the Bears fans, truly, and from the bottom of my heart, we did not make a mistake, man. I think
They
Caleb
left.
Williams.
I got to get a charger. Keep going.
I think Caleb Williams is a very solid pick. Mind you, he's not showing you what Jaden Daniels is, yes, but also we have no support in the coaching
Oh,
staff.
AJ's out too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds. Keep going.
Yep.
We have no support in the coaching staff. Our offensive line is literally bottom, if not last place. We're getting
I don't.
so many injuries.
I don't think they are though, Kona.
I'm sorry, man, but whether it's the offensive line coach or maybe the scheming, I thought we were going to be great, but it's 9 sacks last game. We haven't scored a touchdown in 3 weeks. It's like we're regressing every week, and now we have the toughest stretch of our schedule remaining, and we
Kona,
just
your
fired up
offensive
our.
line is ranked 12.
We just got a lot of injuries though, man, and they might be 12th, but
Oh,
they
actually,
don't look
this
like
turn.
12th.
Let's see.
I'm
See
sorry,
what
I
I
don't
can
think
get.
we are 12. I would consider offensive line 12 maybe like the Rams or 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 even the Commanders, but Bears fans, you guys know what I'm talking about. The last 3 weeks have been brutal. Firing Shane Waldron was a blessing in disguise.
Oh yeah, no, I
And
think you do have a bottom. Yeah. I think you're completely right, Kona.
yeah,
My apologies.
nah, I mean, and like I said, man, it's gonna take a lot. I really hope, and I was waiting for JJ to come back for this, but bringing up the Bills one more time. Here's a little stat for Bears fans. Maybe it's false hope, but you know what? I'm gonna cling on to something that I really, hopefully, I believe in. Joe Brady has been making the Buffalo Bills offense amazing. They've been clicking on all cylinders ever since uh, he got hired last year. And who did Joe Brady get fired from 2 years ago? The Carolina Panthers. Now, our new step in offensive coordinator, he is coming from being fired last year from not only the infamous Carolina Panthers. So I'm really clinging to hope that he does what Joe Brady does to our offense and really listens to what we really need. Get the ball to DJ Moore, you know, catch Keenan Allen on the third downs and scheme in Romo Dunze in there. But
Does it worry you that it seems Caleb Williams is holding onto the ball a little too long?
it
That's
does
why.
worry me.
I mean, you saw
I
that last week
Oh
against
my
like.
goodness. It
Yeah.
was it was yeah, he had a picnic with the ball. And I love the man, you know what I'm saying? But he was
He had
definitely
a
holding on to
picnic.
it
Oh
long.
my gosh.
Yeah. But I will tell you, it's his first year. I'm giving, like I
Oh
said,
my god,
beginning of the pod,
so funny.
I'm giving him the Josh Allen treatment, giving him the 3 years until see what comes about it. But I definitely have to agree with Mr. Tom Brady himself that you know the NFL's not really developing quarterbacks like they used to, and you're just
No, at
coming
all.
in and hey, come save the franchise.
Yep.
That, no matter
I mean,
how many pieces you get surrounded with.
I mean, you could say that for what's his name, CJ Stroud last year for the Texans. Look what they did last year. This year they've had some hurt players, but they're not doing too bad. They're not playing their best, but they're not doing too bad. Jaden Daniels walked in Washington and immediately put them in playoff contention. I think they might just get the first seed in that division.
Yeah.
No doubt.
What do you Drake May doing however he's doing? I mean, Bo Nix developing into a decent enough quarterback. I mean, Caleb Williams is just I don't I hope he does okay, and I think he seems to think he can make plays in pro football right now that he could have in college, and it's being shown very obviously that he can't hold
I
on to the
mean,
ball and try to scramble because you get sacked. Some of these defensive linemen that are like 100 pounds heavier than you are faster than you.
right. And you know what? I totally agree. I also feel as if it's really on the style of offense you come from. Jaden Daniels ran the spread, and CJ Stroud ran the spread as well in college. But you know, Caleb Williams came from a Cliff Kingsbury offense, so it was a lot of shotgun and under center, as you could say. So it was really more reliant on him making the plays.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think, truthfully, to be honest, I think he expected to come into the league and make those same plays, kind of like Mahomes does now. But Mahomes also sat behind Alex Smith for 2, 3 years.
Yeah,
So I truly feel like if Mahomes started from day one, I think he would have the same problems Caleb Williams would have now.
I agree.
It's gonna take some times. I mean, it's gonna take some time, but I also think that we need to get it together in the office, in front office, man. Our coaching, Eberflus coaches a hell of a defense, but not winning a Sunday game in the last what 10 games, 11, 18 games. I'm not sure.
Caleb
That's really
Williams hasn't scored a
surprising.
touchdown in 20 something drives.
You know what I'm saying? So
But I mean,
I
what do you can't blame it all on the coaching staff. I mean, you have great like if you looked at it earlier in the year and you saw the coaching staff that they had because they've been had that coaching staff, and you have
mm,
Swift, you have uh I don't know why I'm blanking out on their offensive weapons right now. You have DeAndre Swift right now. You have
Full command.
Kona,
DJ
help me
Moore,
out. Komet, freaking tight end
DJ
Komet,
Moore,
DJ
DJ
Keenan
Moore.
Moore,
Allen.
Keenan
Yep.
Allen. You have and their defense. I think they have the same defensive core as from last year. So I don't understand why they're doing. I think just
See,
as well or not well. I don't however you want to put it as last year.
here's my
I mean,
thing. When it comes to having a great team, that's one thing, but when it comes to having a coach who the players are behind, that want to play, that want to show up on Sundays and not only play football but not treat it as a job, I think that's the most important part.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Prime example, Nick Sirianni was on the hot seat this the first beginning of the season. He was losing with
mm,
all those weapons, and
mm-hmm.
everyone saying he was terrible. But it takes a coach like that, that's an emotional coach that's behind the players, listens to them, to be like, let's turn this around. We got to do something because it's unacceptable having all these weapons, and we're throwing Cole Kmet the ball one time in 2 games. You know what I mean? And I'm
yeah,
sorry, but I was a little wary at the beginning of the season. I don't know if you guys caught this, but Jackson Smith Najigba, they interviewed him and asked him, "Hey, what do you think about Shane Waldron, which is the offensive coordinator we just fired?"
Mhm.
And he was very blank about it. He's like, "Oh, good luck to those guys." And I looked more into it, and I saw Jackson Smith, his route designs from last year, and he
Mhm.
was he was literally blank. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm really thinking that Shane Waldron gave DJ Moore that kind of respect, if you will, and that's why DJ Moore hasn't been playing.
Mhm.
Keenan Allen, he's old, he's still great, reliable, Mr. Third Down, but to try to rely on Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen at his age with a rookie quarterback, you need to give DJ Moore the star of the show. He needs to get
Mhm.
us through there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
They paid them that much money for a reason.
Highest paid Bears player ever, and as you guys seen, the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, his fantasy total is what? Not even 20 points.
Yeah. And he's not happy
So,
about it either. He's not happy.
and
Mm-mm.
I don't blame him. I really think
Well,
players should really speak out about that because
he's not
it is
doing
your
anything
job.
about it.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I
I have
don't,
a
I don't
question.
get how, I don't know how mad you can be when you put up 3 points against the Patriots with a rookie head coach and a rookie at quarterback and the state of the team as it is. But
At home.
at home,
Yeah.
Yeah,
What you
but
Gabe,
got,
I'm
Gabe?
sorry
hopefully
for
we
cutting
turn
you off,
around.
man. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I have a question for Mr. Kona. So if let's go back to the draft. Would you have
Mhm.
said if you wanted to keep Justin Fields to maybe mentor Caleb Williams or maybe somebody else? Do you think that's what the Bears route should have been? Because Fields was really good in the system. As you could see, obviously a couple of bad games he had last year, but can you give him couldn't they give Fields more of a chance, for what kind of quarterback he is to like say, hey, we just signed these weapons right before they drafted Caleb Williams. Like we gave you these weapons, we're gonna probably get a wide receiver in the draft, somebody, just they should. Do you think they should have gave him a chance, or they just didn't want no piece of him and just that's why they shipped him to Pittsburgh?
Truthfully, if you would have asked me this question at the beginning of the season, I would have definitely said kept him, mentor, should have been, the starter, paid him a little bit more just to keep him around a couple more years. But as of right now, Justin Fields doesn't even want to learn from Russell Wilson.
Mm,
And like it or not, Russell Wilson is one of the best quarterbacks in the last 10 years.
mhm.
And and
He's
Justin
he's one of
Fields,
two. He's one of two undefeated quarterbacks this year.
you know what I mean? And he stepped in and made that offense better. But Justin Fields brewing from the last 2 years, getting coaches fired and having all that weight on his shoulders, I just feel as if he is not a good mentor. He wants to be the star of the show. Don't mind
Mm.
you, he's a great player, and I thank him for all the time he wasn't in Chicago. But what I truly think needed to happen was Justin Fields needed to leave and have us have a fresh slate
Mhm.
because we were known as a scrambling quarterback team.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We weren't a passing team. We had the
Right.
most rush yards last year out of any
Mhm.
team, but we weren't winning games because we couldn't pass the ball, and all you had to do was stack the box. And so it's the identity of the team that really shows you how deep you can make it, not only in the regular season but in the playoffs. And with Caleb Williams, he's a pure passer. He'll run here and there, but I also think that we made the right choice in picking him because if Jaden Daniels was the quarterback we took and we put him in that system, he would have just been another Justin Fields.
I think Jaden Daniels would have thrived in
Yeah, dude.
Chicago right now.
I feel like Jaden
I
Daniels
think he,
Uh,
is a
I
beast,
think he'd
man.
be leading the. I think he'd be leading the MVP conversation right now, if not co-leading it with Lamar right now. If he'd been in the Bears, but
I could
whatever.
definitely see that having the top two defense. It's definitely seeable, but like I said, man, that line it's the heel of our team, man. We have 5 injuries. We just let go of a player we signed this the beginning of this year. and we let him go for nothing. It just goes to show you like something
You're
needs to
about to
change,
give
man.
Caleb Williams his third offensive coordinator at the start of next year too. So
And it's been the cycle, man. We got Mitchell Trubisky, and we got an offensive coordinator, then fired the offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy. Then we got Justin Fields, got him Matt Nagy, fired Matt Nagy. Now we
Mm-hmm.
got Caleb Williams, fired Shane Waldron, and it's like it's a repeated cycle. And
Kona, part of, I mean, excuse what I'm about to say, but I mean, a bad franchise is just gonna bad franchise.
hey, man,
I'm
I've
sorry.
I've been
I'm
saying this
sorry.
forever, man. We need to sell the team, man. We need to have a brand new look, you know. And I'm with you, man. It's hard being a Bears fan, and everybody out there can relate.
Oh, I
It's
can.
Oh man,
hopefully before I
Jets
call
fan.
it a career, I'm able to see them at least make the playoffs one more time without the name Jay Cutler in the starting lineup. So
Or
Jay
Rex
Cutler.
Grossman. Or Rex Grossman. Don't forget about him.
Rex
Who can forget about
Grossman,
him?
Trent Dilfer. Yeah, we could definitely
Oh
forget
my
about them.
gosh. Yeah.
Is
Well, to
there?
stay a little bit, to stay. Oh, sorry, JJ.
No. I was just gonna say because I know that the Commanders are playing.
Hmm.
So is there something else? I don't want to like cut us short or anything, but is there something else that we want? I think that conversation was really good, right? Highlighting the
Hmm.
Bears season and Caleb Williams. A lot of insight,
Mm-hmm.
especially from Kona, who is a Bears fan. But is there anything else that we're looking to maybe discuss this week? I'm hoping that next week we can maybe touch on basketball for a little bit.
Yeah, it
Yes.
should be the
We've got a
middle
couple
of the NBA
games.
Cup.
Yeah, so we've got a couple games in. We've got some teams doing really well, right? Expectations were there. Teams doing really bad. New
Hmm.
head
Hmm.
coaches, right?
Mm-hmm.
JJ
Mm-hmm.
Redick. So, Um, what? What? JJ Redick? No way. 6-0 at home? No way. Okay. So, what you looking at? So,
I do
Well,
want to end it. I do want to end
I.
it on one last thing. I want to touch on what Kev said last week,
Mm-hmm.
and bringing up the conversation of what makes an MVP.
Mm.
mhm.
And I thought about it long and hard, and I think the one word you
awesome.
can use to describe what you consider an MVP is experience. I
Mm-hmm.
think there's a reason why Jaden Daniels is not leading the MVP voting, why Mahomes is always at the top two, why Lamar might win his third. It's just you've been in the biggest games, you play the biggest teams consistently, not only because they're on your schedule, but because you make it that far. And
Hmm.
yeah, I think to win the MVP, man, you have to be at the level of knowing what you got to do when the crowd is at its loudest, when the time is at its lowest, and when the pressure is at its biggest.
That was
That was deep. That was pretty deep.
very. That was very well. That was very
Wow.
well expressed.
My bad,
That's
Hefe.
really
You got
wow.
it. You got it.
Nah, man, I just thought about it, man, because I was really aggravated when I kept seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks from Jared Goff, and I talked a big game about him last week, so it just stuck with me, man, and I got Kev to thank for that.
I mean, I appreciate it, Kona. I what I was gonna say, like staying on what I started to say, staying on the NFC North. I mean, the Lions with Jared Goff. I was just gonna get into that. Uh, I don't know how much you guys want to touch on this for a future Super Bowl matchup, a potential Super Bowl matchup. But Kona, I can't. I mean, I don't know what else to say to that. Kona, I think you put it perfectly together, perfectly well. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Through that argument, I think we can now see that Jared Goff maybe be a little bit disqualified from that conversation. And through what you're saying, I can see Lamar and Mahomes duking it out for the rest of the year. I just, sorry, JJ. I think he might get his third.
Where,
I think Lamar might get his third.
so why is Josh not in that conversation though?
You're just not. He's just not. I'm sorry.
But that's what I'm saying.
What what
How is Mahomes?
what good wins do the Bills have? You got blasted by the Ravens. You beat the Colts. Congratulations. You narrowly escaped beating Arizona in week 1 when they still were trying to figure out what they were.
Mm-hmm.
You beat the Colts? Congratulations. You beat Miami, but I mean, what do we think of Miami?
I'm not. Hey, look,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna disagree with you there. But the
It's
season's not.
same with the Bengals. I mean, what wins do they have on teams over 3 wins? We're halfway through the season. The Bengals can't beat a team above 3 wins.
Look, oh,
How?
I'm not. Look, I'm not gonna disagree with you. But the thing is, season's not over.
That's your boy.
And
That's your boy. I
what
know.
we were just talking about the remainder of the schedule. It's a tough schedule. It's a tough schedule. It's not
Hmm.
an easy schedule, right?
Hmm.
So, first week starts this week against the Chiefs. It's #1 team we got to beat. If they
Hmm.
beat the Chiefs, we got to start thinking. I mean, he's already in my list, but I mean, he's got to be inching a little bit higher towards that MVP conversation. And then if he
And
wins
if they
out,
don't,
look, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, okay? Let's not put the cart before the horse, okay? So we'll get to that. But like, I mean, if they win out with this, I mean, dude, if they beat the Niners, like, okay, they beat the Niners, but if they could beat the Lions on top of that, like, I don't know, man. If they went out and they finish with 2 losses, he's got to be up there. Don't get me wrong. If we were to end the season right now, I'm giving it to Lamar. The way that he has played, and for me, an MVP, I'm more of like an eye person. Like I need to see it, right? Obviously,
hmm
I use stats as well, right? But
hmm
for me, I need to see how you play. And Lamar
Hmm.
this year has played outstanding.
yeah,
Yeah, better than
Outstanding.
last
he
There,
year.
the way I mean, first of all, I used to think that Lamar was only a running back, right? Like he was a running back playing quarterback position. I don't feel that way anymore, clearly, right? I mean, he's making some crazy throws, and it's not his fault that receivers can't catch the ball. So for me, I'm watching the game, I see an incompletion, but it's not your level of play is so high. I'm not putting that on you, right? Just because it went right in the guy's hands and he missed it, or it hit him right in the chest and he dropped it, or it smacked him in the helmet, right, late in the game and he missed it. So
Hmm.
the way that he is playing this year, the accuracy that he's throwing, the way he escapes pressure, the way that he makes something out of nothing, right? I want to say it's very Josh-esque because I do hold Josh Allen to that standard too, but I mean, it's no secret. He's so much more athletic than Josh Allen is. So much quicker, so much just yeah, he's playing
I've
he's
seen a
having a crazy season.
John. I've seen a few games where the linebackers break through the line and are chasing after Lamar, and Lamar's just I just see him jogging, lightly trotting, fast pace,
Yeah.
and then boom to escape.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with that?
Yeah. No, I mean,
As,
if we were to end it right now, even though the Chiefs are undefeated, Lamar deserves that MVP for sure.
Yep, 100%.
I
I
mean, but I can also say
I
that
think so.
you can also say if the Bills beat the Niners, the Chiefs, and the Lions, there's no way you don't give it to Josh Allen. He lost
And,
to the
and
Ravens
if
because they
and
have a
if
better team.
Mahomes beats Lamar, and if Mahomes beats Lamar, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, I'd like to say Brock Purdy, but I'm just going to say the 49ers. Sorry, buddy. And CJ Stroud, and finishes the season undefeated. What do you do? That's why I brought up the question last week. What do you do with that? I mean, Lamar can have his numbers and stuff, but if you lost to somebody who just didn't lose at all this year, what do you do with that year? What do you do with the award? Give it to the
Yeah.
best stats, even though we're seeing in person that hey, Mahomes is lacking a bunch of weapons and he's still winning. I know what happened last week. They blocked the field goal short. I could also say Mahomes missed a pass, an easy lob to Kelsey in the end zone to like finally put that game away. Whatever. But if Mahomes has beat Lamar, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Purdy, and CJ Stroud all in one year, and he doesn't get the MVP while being undefeated, what do you do with the MVP?
That's That's a crazy lineup too.
That
Yep.
is a crazy lineup.
I mean, we're making the hypotheticals for Lamar. We're making the hypotheticals for Joe Burrow, for Josh Allen. Mahomes actually done it.
I can't wait for after
Uh,
this
I'm
week,
just,
man.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That's
I'm
probably like the
just saying.
biggest game. Biggest game this week has to be Chiefs and Bills.
Has to be.
Oh yeah.
Has to
Has
be.
to
Oh
be
yeah.
Chiefs and Bills.
I'm fine to wrap it up here, and we can continue some more talks. I'd like to uh, preview some Super Bowl talks that I want to start next week. I don't know what you guys think of it, but start thinking of it.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Keep it in
I
mind
like
for
that for
sure.
sure. We'll start. We should probably start like an agenda on like Monday, so that way we know what we want to talk about.
I
And
am down for
we're
that.
all ready for Thursday. So I
I'm down for
appreciate
that.
everybody being on here, especially Kona, my man. He's grinding over there. Sheesh.
As always, with
Shout
love.
out to you, man. Shout out to you. Appreciate everybody being here. Like we said, we're gonna try our best to be as consistent as we can.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I'm looking forward to the picks that we all chose this week. I think they're all super great picks. I can't wait to
Mm-hmm.
lock them in and win some money this weekend. We need it after last week. There's no way we can put up another dud. So looking forward to what we do, and I'm looking forward to next week. Hopefully we can touch a little bit on basketball. Basketball season has started. Like I said, a lot of good things going on, a lot of bad things going on. So be good to touch on
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Jack, I'm gonna make you eat your words this week. Go ahead, lock it in.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Um,
my God. Guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. If you want to, I don't know what else. Show it to your mom, show it to your dad.
Yep, that's
I don't
right.
know.
download the video.
Download it. Keep it in the favorites
Download it.
folder.
Post it
Mm-hmm.
on your story. Post it on Insta, on Facebook, on Threads, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Uh,
Oh
Sports
yeah.
banter, baby.
Sports
JJ,
Banter
glorious leader.
SK. We appreciate everybody watching. Have a great week. Looking forward to the next one.